They say, don't ask that. I usually do. Because behind every headline, every title, every perfect Instagram post, there's that part nobody talks about. The truth, the plot twist, the lesson, and the I almost didn't make it moment. And trust me, that's where it gets interesting. I'm Roslyn Belly, and this is Raw with Roslyn. No filters, no PR answers, just real conversations with people you think you know. I'm curious. Leave changed. Some lawyers defend cases, others defend principles. My guest today has spent decades at the intersection of law, politics, and public service. He has argued in Parliament, represented clients in some of Ghana's most closely watched legal battles, served in government, and today finds himself once again at the center of one of the most talked about cases in the country. Today, we are stepping into his office, not just to discuss law, but to understand the man who believes that justice must never become a matter of popularity. This is Raw with Roslyn, and my guest for today is the one and only lawyer Samuel ATTA. Hello, lawyer.
Yes, madam.
How are you?
I'm very strong.
I can tell. You look very healthy.
Yes, indeed.
You don't look stressed at all
No, I'm relaxed.
with all the cases that you're dealing with.
Yes, by the grace of God, we have the shock absorbers. And that is what will distinguish you, that a man who is oversubscribed and is going through a lot of challenges, a lot of work, more work, sometimes sleepless nights, should develop shock absorbers. And I think that is what is helping me, that I can take serious matters in my stride.
Some people say shock absorbers are gotten through some sort of energy from somewhere. Where do you get yours from?
Well, I think I'm a Bible-centered individual. So my oxygen for performance is coming from the Bible, and it's my favorite book.
Are you a pastor?
I'm not, but
Are you aspiring to be one?
well, I do some lay preaching sometimes, but I'm in a good church, and I'm well fed.
Okay, well fed.
Yeah.
Do you wish to be a pastor one day?
Well, that is to say, are you suggesting I should abandon my legal practice and go into full-time preaching? I don't know what that is, but I can combine both.
You can.
I do lay preaching sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
Yes.
You are a man with, multiple talents. I mean, I don't know how you're able to juggle politics with law, but you have to tell us how you do it.
Well, it's a matter of time measurement, Some people will frolic a lot on the internet and text a lot. Some will go to clubs and dance throughout the night. But it all depends on your time allotment to what is important to you. So I'm very careful about my time allotment, and that is what is helping me.
Okay.
My priorities are so important to me that you won't find me doing everything. I do few things, and I intend to do them very excellently.
Right. So just few things,
Few things,
but excellent.
but excellent.
So that's your value.
That's my value.
Excellent.
Yes.
You were called to the bar in 1994.
1994. Yes.
Wow. How many years now?
Some 32 years ago.
Ooh, you don't look it. You don't look it.
I mean,
you look like a 34-year-old.
I've been around for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of situations. I've seen a lot of chief justices. I've seen attorney generals.
Yeah.
I was with the giant Nana Akufo-Addo, and that's where I had my serious training from. And I think his excellence rubbed off on me.
Okay.
And I've never lost it. That if you ever practice under the shadows of Nana Akufo-Addo, then your hallmark will be excellent.
Right.
Yeah, he is a stickler to grammar. He's a logician. He's a consumer of law books. And you can't be in his space and be a dwarf. That's my view. If you look at the Joe Gattes, Philip Addisons, Afraye Boys, they are all individuals who evolved from the loins of Nana Akufo-Addo.
Right.
So we've kept that kind of brand.
And it's a good
That
one.
we should be very excellent in what we are doing And that is all there is to life. Yeah.
1994, I take you back there. You worked in the Attorney General's office.
I did. I did my national service in the Attorney General's space when in the criminal division where the prosecutions are. So I was understudying the DPP at the time, and I mean that was very important, where they bring you dockets to review and advise him. And he was a very serious man, and I also learned a lot from that, and I also became very much afraid of crime.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you are careful in the way you walk through life, so you are not tainted. This great man is the late Sambadu. Yeah, Sambadu also, I mean, taught us criminal law and procedure when we were in the law school. So
Okay.
that is what it is, and I really profited. And Attorney General space is beautiful. People who are interested in trying to come to terms with fighting in the cause, writing decent opinions, and fighting for the government. Unfortunately, your comfort is measured by what we call salary. And that is what we ran away from.
You ran away from.
We didn't
so
want
if
to
given
be
the
salaried.
opportunity, you are not going to do it?
Oh, I don't want to be a salaried worker, because that's what my dad told me, that do not let anybody package your comfort for you. Go into the market space, do your very best, and then you'll be rewarded. So you come in a trajectory in which there's a sure outcome. Now, given these income levels that have been defined by your employer, maybe you can own a house, no more, over time. But in the space where excellence and power play is all that you have to do, then you can trust God that let the best come out of the market for you.
Right.
And I believe that's what I subscribe to.
32 years later, I want to compare the Attorney Generals. You know, you worked there and you said there was excellence.
Yeah.
32 years later, we have a different Attorney General. If you compare the two, what do you have to say?
Well, he's an excellent man, you know, a PhD holder, and is a lecturer. I've not had any issues with him at all.
Is he doing his work well?
Well, I believe that maybe he's doing his best. This is his debut in that space, but I didn't like situation in which an attorney general will sort of condemn a man in the media space.
Okay.
It happened to my client, Cabinet Dubois. There was a whole press conference, well choreographed, to condemn my client before the trial started. I believe that that is not the province of an attorney general, the mandate of an attorney general. If attorney general believes that he has a strong case against a man, he shouldn't pronounce him guilty before the trial. Understand? Attorney general is not a court in the first instance, and he can't assume the role of a court and even say your case is so pathetic that you better come for plea bargaining. I believe that was a bit wayward. Apart from that, I don't have any issues with the Attorney General. And I wish him well in his office. That's what I would say. But when you've done all that you need to do against a man and condemn him, and now you find information or evidence to come and prosecute him, that's an aberration which is foul indeed. And I didn't like it. And I don't want anybody to repeat that. Do not condemn a man in the media space, because when you come to the arena called proof beyond reasonable doubt, you will see that it's a tough order and it's not easy. Yes.
What do you think inspired him to do this?
I believe it's all political. Yes, because Attorney General is supposed to project law. Article 88 of the Constitution is a principal legal advisor to the government, not the principal political advisor. So he has to espouse law. The president might have his pleasures, and most of our presidents have a lot of pleasures. Sometimes it's not even warranted by any law or decency. And my will be done presidents are dangerous for the state. And he might want you to do something untoward. You should be able to look at the president in the face and say, Mr. President, I know that this is your pleasure, but it hasn't gotten the sanction of law. And I'll advise that you don't pursue this part. So that's what it is, because what it did, I believe, was more political than legal. And the adduction of evidence subsequently in the court of law is showing that indeed that was what it was. You know, I mean, they were trying to do media trial, which is a world of difference from a criminal trial, where it is evidence which matters and not somebody's whims and caprices.
Does that make him lose his competency?
I don't think he will lose his competency, but he can be corrupted by politics. So politics could make you lower your standards, where you don't want to project the truth, but you want to appease some political overlord. And that is very, very serious thing that you can be caught in. And most politicians can be caught in that. The pleasure of the one in charge and your own value systems.
Have you ever been caught in politics as a lawyer?
I think I wouldn't say that as my role as a lawyer, but as a decision maker who should also realize that there's somebody above you who is your appointer. So you can clash in terms of your value systems with the appointer. How do you go about it? And it's a dilemma that every servant will meet in the business of trying to do the wishes of your president vis-a-vis what you consider as the general good. Yeah.
Okay, so that is it for you. All right, let's go into why you decided to be a politician. A fine lawyer, you know, everything was okay for you. Why go into politics?
Well, I think it's all in our DNA, you know, the home that I come from, the Oforiata house, you know, JB Dankwa. It started with Nano Oforiata the first, you know, who was seriously engaging the Gold Coast governors so that he would get development for his place and the rest of it. Subsequently knighted because of his contribution to the war effort of Great Britain and the rest of it. And look at Dr. J.B. Dankwa, very powerful lawyer, a philosopher king who, for the sake of the independence of the Gold Coast, suffered incarceration at Nsawam and the rest of it. So when you have a history of politics, sometimes it comes out naturally. So you've done some law, what next? Then I need to get into the situation of becoming an MP. And I followed through for, four terms. 2009 till I put it down on 24. I was 16 years as a member of parliament. And then when we came into power, 2017, and Nakufat became the president coming from my own backyard and also having succeeded in. I became the Minister for Works and Housing until it ended 2020.
Okay.
So we have politics in our DNA. I can see my son, who is also a lawyer like me, having all these political tendencies,
right?
And I'm not surprised.
Okay, that's lovely.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question: politics and law, which is more difficult for you, or which is more challenging?
I believe that politics is more complex than law because of the human tendencies, the capacity for you to be deceived. Is there capacity to play to the gallery to appease your constituents who might not have serious principle and they are just stomach directed. All kinds of crazy things can happen in the political world. But when you come to, law, I believe it is what is written that you uphold. So the lawyer's job, I believe, is not as complicated as the political activity. No, you can clash with your political superior. Like in the case of me, I had a president, the president of Ghana, and the president of the whole country. This same president has appointed you as Minister for Works and Housing. How are you going to navigate a clash between you and him? Or how are you going to say that, oh, what is being said in cabinet is wrong and he's the one chairing? How are you going to say it? So a lot of diplomacy will have to go into politics.
Honorable Attache, I'm going to take you deeper into this one.
Yeah.
My viewers who are watching will definitely be wondering, did you have any issue with the president when you were a minister at that time? Were you facing any challenges in order to be able to succeed as a minister?
Oh, certainly there were challenges. I believe that when you pay regard to the unelected Kutua Champon, that some people say he came to joke. But if you look at Kutu Achampon was a serious military ruler and was very consequential. Operation Feed Yourself, the whole of the Dansuman enclave and Teshinungwe, enclave, he constructed them. So I had a sense of legacy that it is imperative that a president should build affordable housing. It was very clear in my mind that you remembered for the houses you built.
Mm-hmm.
So I was interested in affordable housing.
Okay.
And understudied those who had the intellectual know-how in this area. And I really put together serious programs before cabinet by way of memos to justify why the president should put up affordable housing. And when it's long gone, like remember Dansuman, Achampon is no longer around. But for all the hatred you have for Achampon, Dansuman reflects the thinking of a man. So I used to say to him strong, Mr. President, you've done well. You say people should go to school for free senior high school. You've done so well in that area. Planting for food and jobs, we should eat well. That is brilliant. You've also started a program to do our roads. So we go to school for free, we eat well, we drive on good roads. Where would the people sleep? For me, that was very serious.
And what did he say?
I believe that he listened to his finance minister, and his finance minister was talking about the fact that my ministry will swell the debt portfolio of Ghana.
Name of finance minister?
Kenneth Rata, of course.
Okay.
I told my Tirata, he was the finance minister. And I used to combat him strong in cabinet and pose this question: which ministry is lowering the debt stock of Ghana? Obviously, my ministry was going to help the government because when we roll out the affordable housing projects, we sell the units, and then we can rake in some money. Okay. So eventually, we're going to make some money. But what was very more serious that when they said we do not have the capital outlay to do serious housing, I said, well, maybe his priority is education, because if you remember, the free senior high school took a good chunk of our revenue levels. So I thought probably that was what he was looking at. Then another window came, which is the off-takers agreement. What is it about? It's gotten to do with serious investors in the area of real estate, housing projects. And they said, look, give us lands. When you give us lands, we come and roll out the houses. Then we'll give you the free opportunity to, buy them off us. The government could buy them off. But if the government is unable to do that, they will engage the general public who are interested in the housing. And then when we sell, we'll be able to, rake in profits and the rest of it. And guess what? There's even the opportunity that we could leverage on the pension fund. So this whole commercial cutthroat mortgages could be a thing of the past, because the pension fund is a contribution of the people of Ghana in the pool, a financial pool. So what that means is that then the banks could leverage on the pool and say that the mortgage rate in Ghana is 3%. So if you had somebody working and he has a stable, income, over 15 years or 20 years, based on how low the mortgage rates are, you'll be able to own the property in future. And that would reduce corruption and this, serious, passion to become consequential. And therefore, whatever maneuvering you want to do, even federal figures to become rich in the public space,
you told the president all of these?
Oh, I have to.
And,
you see, because
he still didn't buy into it?
Yes, they did. It was. I think it was not. It wasn't his priority. They didn't want it to happen.
Who didn't want it to happen?
The president, of course, because at the end of the day,
you said they.
Yes, and also from probably the advice of the finance minister. They didn't want it to happen, and you can't do anything about it. You've been called to assist the president in the running of the economy, and you are not a substitute for his thinking. And that is what you should come to terms with. We are very much interested in the area of redevelopment of Accra and other places. We believe that the whole of the Nima enclave could be reconstructed. So our people in Nima we give them very good places to stay. We change the face of Nima. On one side are new executive flats and housing for them. Then they release where they are to the developer. The developer can then bring high-rise structures, world-class, housing to compensate for that development they gave to our folks in Nima. We have very solid ideas about changing the face of the nation in terms of affordable housing rollout. But anything you want to do, if you don't have the blessing of the president,
you can't do it.
You can't do it. It's as simple as that. So sometimes when people are talking about, the best performed minister, it's a terrible equation people shouldn't even discuss. And the best performed minister will have his best programs. But where is the financial wherewithal to bring it about? So if the finance minister does not give you the space to do your best programs, they remain on paper.
Did he have a personal problem with you, the finance minister?
I don't think so, because I've not crossed his path. There's nothing that I've done personally, which, with all respect, you should call for that. But we leave it to history.
Right.
And I am of the view that any serious government should roll out affordable housing, because even Jesus said, the birds have a nest, but where would the Son of Man lay his head? So housing is critical for human comfort.
What do you think about the Saglemi Housing Project?
It's an embarrassment to this great nation of ours that we got a whole loan of $200 million dollars to do 5,000 housing units. And now it's a white elephant. It means some people have invaded the space, taken off some infrastructure and messed up the place. So I thought that when we couldn't complete Saglemi, which was also an NDC project anyway, that should have been the priority of the second term king and President Mahama, that this our project became a mess. Now that God has given me a second chance, I'll go and fix it. They are still playing with it, talking about, a foreign investor coming to continue where they left off from, and all kinds of secular arguments that I don't understand. So if you got an investor coming in, how is it going to be like? It's going to be like they are profit-oriented. And then it ceases to be affordable housing. People can't afford it. And that's a reverse of our fortunes.
Okay. Now, with all these things that's happening, once we have mentioned the name of the former Minister of Finance, I have to ask you this question. I don't have a choice. Now, you are a lawyer, and Ghanaians are calling that he comes back to Ghana to be tried. What do you think about it?
Well, it's a personal decision. Understand? So, some people are trying to impugn his integrity. And when some people are very strong when you touch their integrity. So, and reputation. So, it is for him to decide. Some people are calling him all kinds of names. He might not be what they are calling him. And the people want to arraign him before a court of law will have a whole packaging. They call it the theory of the prosecution. We need to prove beyond reasonable doubt. So if a man is standing trial and you don't prove it beyond reasonable doubt, your media noise is inconsequential. So therefore, I heard he was not well and he sought permission, and the NDC government had their two eyes open, and he hesitated to go to Kotoka International Airport, if we're aware of that. And he sought medical help. And that's what he did. So when people say Ken Ofori-Atta was trying to run away, I know it's an absurdity.
Right.
He never decided to run away. So as it stands now, they say plans are afoot to extradite him to Ghana to come and face his accusers. Well, you should leave it to him. He can, on his own motion, fly into this realm and say, here am I. If you want to deal with me, I'll face the law.
If you were in his shoes, what would you have done?
I will come voluntarily.
Okay.
Because I don't want anybody putting me under handcuffs, under extradition order, so that I'm ferried from the United States into Ghana.
Right.
So that would be a bit of a mockery for me. But let's leave men to their own decisions, and the consequence of their decision, they will defend it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me take you back to the housing projects. Flooding has become an issue in Ghana right now. Anytime it rains, everybody gets scared. Do you think we can ever solve the flooding issue?
We can solve the flooding issue provided always that the channels of our sewage become subterranean. I will explain. You see, if you travel to a very, decent environment, like let's say Morocco, or if you went to United Kingdom, where is their filth going? Their sewage system is all underground. They call it subterranean drains. But we have open drains. And we have, specialized in the habit of tipping our filth and rubbish in the open drains. And when we do that, they get choked. And then when they get choked and there's water runoff, you see? So we have the rains, and we know the months that we have serious rains. Instead of the channels being empty, they are now choked with filth. Then the rain patterns will then spill over, and that's what we call the flooding. Rain inundation. So if we can program ourselves, that can we go the civilized way where you don't see gutters? Every gutter or drain system is underground. It's capital intensive, but it pays off more than you having this perennial program. Every year we budget for flats.
Yeah.
And then, oh boy.
Oh no, but you were the minister 4 years. What did you do about it?
I was very concerned. I did my very best. Like, for instance, this whole idea of World Bank project called Garrett, I initiated it. And I was very serious with the Odo River and how it will also help us in trying to reduce all these things. But I leave it to God. We are here, and I didn't continue. But guess what? I believe that governments are in continuum. That's a constitutional provision that the government should continue from where the other government left off in the critical areas of the economy. I believe that President Mahama should also take it to another dimension. And then whoever comes after him, hopefully Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia will also take it to another dimension. But we should pay for it.
You have mentioned a name that I'll definitely have to go there. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. He's a flag bearer of your party. Yes.
Yes.
And, there's been a public cry that he was not allowed to work as he wished he could. And as it stands now, do you think there's proof to that?
Obviously, he was the vice president. And the vice president, by operation of the constitution, is supposed to assist the president in his role. I've never seen a vice president who's taken over from the president. So he keeps sending the metaphor to, our political world. To wait, let me now come and take charge. Let me now come and take charge. Because when you give ideas and opinions to your superior, they are not binding on him. You see? Like all the good things you will tell me right in this interview, I'm supposed to listen to you, and what is helpful and truthful, I should internalize them for my own progress. Because when you come to terms with the fact that, nobody can improve upon my thinking, I believe that is not the way a leader should go. So he might have said some serious things to the president. He might have written some serious memos for his consumption. But if President Kufuor says, no, I won't go your way, what is he going to do? He's only the vice president. So I am of the humble view that if he should have the chance, then the powers he wills and is unfettered by the office of the vice presidency, Ghanaians will see. I keep telling people that for all the troubles of this country, Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia will be the first president of Ghana who is an economist. And what I'm talking about being is the bread and butter issues, and who is best suited to sit in the role. It's not going to take second-hand opinions and views from a vice president who might be, a doctor in medicine or something like that. Now he's his own man, and the difference will show.
2020.
Yes.
After 2020, you were not given the opportunity to be the housing minister again. What happened?
I don't know. Yeah, so, it's like the pleasure of the
It was an
president.
intra-political game?
I can't be too sure, but that was the judgment of the president. That the guy who succeeded him, the gentleman who worked in his law office, the man that he was praying that one day he should become the Cheney, he decided that I should step aside. And what can I say and
Were
what
you
can I do?
disappointed?
It was a big disappointment. And I also believe that it was an error of judgment because if you measure my commitment to the man and my proven record with him, I should have known that nobody can give him loyalty, the best output, commitment. And he was aware of these things that we've done, private things we've done together. So I will say one thing. When one door is closed, many more are open, and God knows best. For all you know, maybe I would have been in big trouble if I continued as a minister. So I believe whatever happened, happened. But we are soldiering on because in this game and undertaking called politics, you don't know when it will function best. Maybe my fortunes are with Baumi and not Akufo. That's what I will say for now.
That's deep.
Yeah.
How's your relationship with the former president like now?
Yeah, it's fine.
You still have a very good
I
relationship?
talked to him, and yeah, he was even instrumental in me trying to come and help Wontumi, Yeah, so what are you going to say, against a man? And if you claim you know the great book called the Bible, then you should try to forgive. Yes, and even if you are the one who is at fault, forgive yourself too. For all you know, I was obnoxious and I didn't know.
Right.
Yeah, so that is how life could be. But let go of funny things.
Right.
Grudges, ancient troubles, and things which will not help you in your progress. And travel light in terms of your emotions.
You mentioned Wontumi.
Yeah.
I like that. Now we come to that one. You have how many cases are you handling right now, currently? Public cases.
The public cases I have 2.
Okay.
Wontumi and Kwabena Dubois.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Right. You started with Kwabena Dubois.
That
That's
is so.
a heavy case.
It is indeed.
Super heavy case.
It is indeed.
And then all of a sudden, we heard you have decided to support Wontumi in this difficult time. There are so many lawyers in the NPP. The NPP say we have the men. So if they have the men and you already have a case that you are on, why you?
Well, I believe that these are matters that you can't decide on your own. Wontumi is a huge political figure. In fact, our World Bank, the Ashanti region, is where he used to be the chairman. So if the chairman of, the region who gives us our best electoral fortunes is having challenges with his, matter in court, and your political overlords should bring this to attention that, you know something, can you come to the aid of Wontumi? How can I say no? It's a whole betrayal, of course, that why would I not come to the aid of the regional chairman of the Ashanti region? So that's how I'm circumstanced. I could tell you that it was adding more troubles to what I was carrying already. But nevertheless, we are intended to shoulder responsibilities and not to run away. And when it is very weighty on you, you can call God for help. To wait that He will always pad your troubles. And then you'll be able to soldier on. So I was ready to come to, the aid of Chairman Wontumi, based on, the promptings of my political overlords. And I don't regret doing that.
That's good. So when you took over the case, what was your first view about it?
I thought Wontumi was being given a shabby treatment. The packaging of what's it called, a criminal case. If you look at all the circumstances, unfortunate. Because let me tell you something. We are left in no doubt that the whole nation is awash with galamsey. The record is showing that now galamsey has taken center stage in the economy of this country. We are also aware that even appointees of President Mahama are involved in galamsey, either I mean by permission or, if you like, covert licenses and all that. Fine. Now they single out this guy. Now look, we're going to prosecute you, and my pain is this: the people who were actually doing the galamsey on the Samurai Boy concession were arrested. So it was not Wontumi who was doing the galamsey, but the people that he said they should go and do reclamation. Then when they were arrested, they sent them to court and they were admitted to bail. Now they entered into a bargain, they call it plea bargain, that would you want to have your freedom? And if you want to have your freedom, can you sign on that you testify against Wontumi? And they did that. So therefore, you could see the critical prosecution witness were tainted ab initio. They were not people you could rely upon. So when you have this kind of issue as to who you should believe, the one who has bought his freedom by signing on that he will testify against his neighbor, and the one who is being charged who's been charged with the case and saying, I didn't ask these individuals to, go on the place to go and do illegal mining. The judge said he believes in what I call the compromise witnesses against, Wontumi, when the law says that every doubt which evolves in a criminal matter, should be settled in favor of the accused person. So that was a very sore point in this whole trial. Another point that people don't want to talk about is the assignment of his mineral right. And I just reduce it to kindergarten understanding that if you had a farm, you are the farm owner, and you send hirelings to go and get involved in weeding of your farm, and they started, looking for, what's it called, palm,
branches,
whatever, snails and other things, inconsistent with the mandate you give them that they should go and weed the farm. How have you transferred your interest in the farm? How can the hirelings on your farm own your farm? So this whole business of assignment was a very sore point for me. And I believe that these are some of the critical things which are on appeal. I don't want to delve too much into that. And there are constitutional issues. Some of the charges were nebulous. And the Constitution actually says in Article 19 that when you want to charge somebody, it should be properly defined and the penal consequences should be very clear. So these are some of the matters that we will go into. And what about the sentence? The first offender is treated with some reasonableness of sentence. This is the first time this guy has come into a collusion cause with the law. So, okay, we won't give him the minimum, which is a 15 years. Let's give him 20 years.
Which is the maximum.
The upper limit is not defined.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and even the fine against the company.
Would you have been okay if he had been 15 years?
Well, I wouldn't have been okay because for me, the foundation of the judgment, is suspect. And we want to really contest in the Court of Appeal. I think we are moving strong on that matter. And I think the 9th, if we even file bail pending appeal, which is penciled for 19th of this month. So go ahead, we go to the same judge and see whether she will say that, look, I will not defend myself. I've granted him bail. Go to the 3 wise men and see what they will say.
All right, we'll talk about that. But you're watching Raw with Roslyn, where we go beyond headlines to uncover the convictions, values, and experiences that shape the people influencing our nation. Now, let's continue. We are still on the Chema Wontumi issue, okay? Now, delving deeper, you said you have filed an appeal,
That
right?
is so.
Where you are seeking bail for him. But before we even go into that one in particular, there were, instances where we heard in the public domain. And I think a few times people had said that Chema Wontumi had also said that he had heard that he was going to be jailed. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that he was going to be jailed. And I told him to exercise some, if you like, patience relative to that. Because I've also heard that he said some very ugly things too in the public space, touching on the private matters of the first gentleman of the land and all those kind of things. But for me, as a stickler to the law, a man's guilt should be secured beyond reasonable doubt. If not, then you have a charade of a criminal case. And that is what is my fear. No matter the anger of anybody against you, when you are arraigned before a court of competent jurisdiction on a criminal matter, the duty of the judge is to ensure that your accusers prove your guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So when you have extrajudicial matters being a factor in the trial, and that is a very poison trial, and we shouldn't have that. So I will always credit the judiciary with goodness, that nobody will be able to call a judge, can you jail X for me? And the poor judge will do the bidding of that extra force. If you have that kind of scenario, then we don't have rule of law. We have the pleasure of men. And that's not how development comes about.
Right. So then you're going to see the three wise men, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Who are these three wise men?
We are not sure. You see, it will be determined later in time when what they call the appeal records will move from the High Court to the Court of Appeal, and they issue the Form 6 for us to now write out our submissions, the arguments which will undergird our notice of appeal. And then Attorney General also write, his own, and then the panel will be constituted to determine the appeal. That's how it goes. Yeah.
Do you think if you had been on Chairman Wontumi's case earlier, this wouldn't have happened?
I wouldn't want to do a post-mortem because the lenses with which I'm seeing the case is a bit different. I am of the view that I would have raised constitutional matters so that the case will go to the Supreme Court for determination. And the High Court judge will have to abide the outcome of the Supreme Court decision. I was of the view that when we raise constitutional matters in our written address, and then we file the motion that we want to come and move the court to determine the constitutionality of the matter, because the law is very clear that the High Court cannot graduate into the Supreme Court. So when constitutional matters evolve in the trial and they bring it to our attention, and the parties bring rival interpretations to bear on the constitutional matters, she should stay her hands and then refer the matter to the Supreme Court for determination. This she didn't want to do, unfortunately. So it's part of our grounds of appeal. But I wouldn't want to do too much post-mortem, trying to second guess.
What could have happened?
What have happened, and the lawyer of consequence in the first instance, the rest of it. But no matter the accident of the vehicle, the mechanic should do his best to repair it.
You know, the day that he was actually jailed,
Yeah.
you were not present. You were absent.
Yes.
You had traveled, and you granted interview to say that you had to be abroad for your daughter's graduation. Right?
Certainly.
Fantastic. Now, you also wrote to the court to seek permission. Were you shocked that your permission was denied and he was
I was very
convicted?
much shocked. You see, that feeds into the perception that the judgment was predetermined. Because at the end of the day, why can't a judge grant an adjournment? The case was 20th, and I was coming back on the 22nd. So she could have said, oh, ATTA, when you come, I'll grant you just one day, the 23rd or 24th. Come and move your motion, and let me hear you and determine whether I should stay in my hands and do a constitutional referral. So my sense of what happened was that, the calls in an ambulance situation to jail people is a perception that their conduct is feeding. And we should all be careful. The recent one, which I believe was very grave, was how our Chief Justice said 2 judges or so who are dealing with these, political cases should sit in the vacation and continue with the trial. We have raised protests that the CJ shouldn't do that, because all the other criminal cases, rape, murder, manslaughter, and the rest of them, the judges are arresting together with the lawyers and then the accused persons. So why handpick these so-called criminal cases, and as if this is an ambulance arrangement to get people trial, and probably go to jail.
But the judges haven't complained. They haven't said they're tired. Maybe they want to work.
They can't complain because they have an overlord. It's called the CJ, and they want to obey his warrant. But it is unprecedented. You know, what is the meaning of legal vacation? Please, we just cover a kindergarten understanding. Legal vacation.
So it's supposed to be complete vacation. Everybody
It's a complete vacation unless there are sensitive motions, not trial. Madam, we've been around for some time. We've never seen a situation in which the courts are sitting on criminal cases in the legal vacation. Because the judges are human beings, like all of us. They've worked all year round. There is a moment that they should go and relax so that their tissues will repair for the next legal year. So when you place this situation into the public space, I say, let's hurry justice for the sake of some two guys who are accused person. What kind of perception do you want the people to have?
Which you have written a petition about.
Yeah, we did.
And you have actually said that you will not be present if they decide to sit on the case.
I can't be present.
So what will happen to your clients?
Well, they don't want the clients to have lawyers to defend them. That is why they say we should come and work in the vacation. So they have created a scenario that we shouldn't rest. What is special about these cases? Why should we specialize these cases before specialized courts to achieve what end?
So if denied, what happens to your clients?
Well, they'll go and face the people who have arraigned them. But I will not go and lend support to what I believe is an aberration.
So you'll still not go?
I won't go, ma'am. I don't see how even the Chief Justice should contemplate part-head cases being heard in the vacation. That is why in my letter, I told him that I wish you a good rest. He must be resting.
All right. Now, again, I bring you to this. It's quite surprising that you have said that you will not go to court on that day. However, on the 19th, you are willing to go to court because you are seeking bail for Chairman Wontumi.
Because it's a motion, ma'am. Let's make the distinction clear. When there is an emergency, somebody is trying to leave the jurisdiction, they call it, you want an absconding warrant. You know, you file a motion. You start ex parte. Motions are permitted before what they call the vacation judges. And guess what? Now it's being virtual. You don't need to be physically present. Okay. But with the trial, as if what you've done during term time should continue. So the trial is like, oh, I'm going to continue my cross-examination. The accused person should be present. The judge should be present. So you shouldn't confuse a trial with a motion. And as for those motions, they have the vacation judges. And the vacation judges needn't be the ones who are doing the trial. Any judge could come and sit during vacation and listen to a motion. And when the motion is not complicated, she's going to grant the motion or deny you the motion. And if it's got to do with something that is above her head and the ordinary judge should continue, that motion will be adjourned to term time for the judge who is seized with the case to continue. Okay. We've done this for years. This is not the first time. I mean, lawyers are arresting. And I wouldn't want to feed what is wrong. So I won't go.
Okay. I like that you're standing your ground.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. Because some of the lawyers are arresting. Why not me? Why should my case be special? What is this ambulance thing about?
You have said, before that when we look at the case, the Kwabena Dubois case, and we look at Chairman Wontumi's case, they are two completely different cases altogether. I think one time you were walking into court and, one of the journalists asked you, you said, no, it can't end up like the way Wontumi's case ended up, meaning Chairman Wontumi was guilty. Now, you sit here and I want to ask you, do you think Chairman Wontumi is guilty or not guilty?
I don't believe he's guilty. You see, what I was trying to tell you is that it's come to an end. So the end of Chairman Wontumi will not be the same as Kwabena Dubois' case. Because Kwabena Dubois' case, we're doing everything to show that he shouldn't have been arraigned in the first instance. Kwabena Dubois is a national security couple. Now, all over the world, the national security matters are not tried openly. This is the first time that national security matters have come into the public space. And even for him to open his defense, he needs clearance from the minister responsible for national security before he can speak. And the law is very clear also that even the trial will come there. Has the judge watching the jurisdiction to hear it in the first instance? Because the law says that where there is national security, breach or anything, they should go and do what they call an internal investigation, where the Chief Justice will appoint a judge and then some other individuals will join for the person to be, trialed internally. So there are issues about that. And I don't want people to say that, Kwabena Dubois' case is the same as the Wontumi case. They are two different things. Wontumi is not a national security couple at all.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, again, let me go back a bit and then we can go forward small. Okay. So just with regards to your absence, where you are telling the CJ that if he does not give you or grant you the permission to rest, you're not going to be there for your clients. Are you not scared that what happened in Chairman Wontumi's case will happen with these clients of yours as well, especially Kwabena Dubois?
I'm not scared at all. You see, let's have conscience a bit and decency. What is the emergency situation which has pushed the CJ that two individuals should be handpicked before two courts for the case to continue? Madam, think about it. When you continue with the trial, is that going to reduce the inflation of this country? Is the foreign exchange of Ghana going to be better because the judge decided not to work in the vacation and said we should all rest and come to term time? What is the emergency situation about this case? I don't get it. That's why I'm saying that if the CJ is not careful, the impression will be formed and the perception deepened. You see these ones as, excuse me to say, cases that there should be expedited trial. So what happens? They go to jail? Is that the impression being created? The judges that we have, do they give special attention to the cases they handle? Like there's a rape case, there's a murder case. Did you see the judges giving the same attention that the CJ is saying we should give the Kwabena Dubois case? So we have a two-tier system. The normal court system, where the judges let justice run as it should, and the one that somebody believes that this is an expedited trial.
Okay. Now, you are the lawyer here. Why do you think Kwabena Dubois' case is in court? Because you're saying that it's a national security case. It shouldn't be in court.
Ma'am, I'm shocked. And when we write in the jurisprudence of this country, this question, I'm sure law students will ask their lecturers. It's most embarrassing. Somebody actually said, a former national security couple, I won't mention his name. Do you know what he said? This is national security on trial. The national security is a government submarine. The government you don't see. There are certain things that President Mahama cannot do. He needs to fall on national security for them to give it effect, so his government will run. So why do you believe that we should come and expose national security matters? For example, we're talking about cyber defense system. Do you know now they are not ashamed to publish the source of our cyber defense system? So the criminals out there are aware that there are cyber defense system and it can come for you. Why do you do that? Because even people who are into crime shouldn't know the power of the state to arrest them. So with the greatest of respect, I cannot give all the reasons, but it will come back to hurt national security. But now, who is in the national security space, who will do his best for the nation, who one day they will arraign him to come into the public space. And then if you wanted to defend yourself and you didn't get clearance from the minister responsible for national security, it's a jail term. Because do you know what we are trying to do? You divulge national security matters before the court of law. So it's a very complicated thing.
But he's not a politician.
That is why it's even a shock to everybody. The man is not a politician. The man was engaged during President Mahama's time to date. So he served President Mahama, he served the rest of them till now, served Akufo-Addo. Like most of these guys are serving. They are functioning struts over, governments. So what is the consideration? Why Why are we having a situation in which Attorney General will go and condemn a man in the media space and start a trial? And everything which is coming out is national security related. Even the accounts of national security is known. The poverty circumstances of their finances have been put in the public space. To achieve what end? Why should one man be the reason why national security should be exposed? So I can see that you're a foundational thinker, You've asked a very, very intelligent question. I'm sure those who are ruling this country should just answer your question. Why? Why should one man be at the heart of such a national institution that operates submarine? We can't get it. It doesn't make sense to me at all. But the poverty of the evidence will show that they shouldn't have even started this case after all. I'll keep telling people that it's like somebody outside the Manshia Palace trying to second guess what the Tumfor does. And the man comes to tell everybody that when they said monies in Otumfuo's palace is missing, I didn't ask Otumfuo's chief linguist. I didn't ask Otumfuo himself. But I, outside the palace, is saying that some monies are missing. Then you go and bring a witness who confirms that in the national security space, I am the director of finance. Our monies are not missing. Nevertheless, they are holding on to this hollow thing, this anemic evidence, and believe that somebody will go to jail. God should help us.
When we look at this case, with regards to where you sit, what do you think the end result will be?
It should have an acquittal because of the poverty of the evidence coming from the Attorney General. I could tell you, today as we are talking, somebody says that, he took 49.1 million Ghana cedis under the guise of bringing a cyber defense system. So the cyber defense system is not in Ghana. There is confirmation that they are using the cyber defense system. So why would they continue when the truth is staring at the government in the face? The cyber defense system is for the national security. They are using it. So why do you believe that selling lies to the nation will help us? So I believe that God is helping us and justice will speak. I don't see how Kwame Dubois should go to jail when he was serving the nation faithfully.
Fantastic. Now, Honorable, I'm breaking it down
and
I'm bringing it home. You have 3 amazing children.
Yes.
Beautiful children.
Yes.
Is it your last one that graduated?
It's the last one, my girlfriend. Ravna Jankromachi.
Fantastic.
Yeah. She's walking my steps. Okay. Yeah, and she also wants to become a lawyer. Like my firstborn son is a lawyer already. And the joy of my life is that she got a second-class upper in the white man's university.
That's lovely.
Oh, yeah. She really made me proud. I never got second-class upper. I got second-class lower.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Really?
I've been an average student all my life. I've not been the one who is at the top there. I've been an average. I was even referred in one of my conveyancing and drafting. The final year, I was referred in the paper.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think I have a powerful brain as some people have. I have a strong heart for excellence. That is what is driving me.
That's amazing.
So my heart compensates for my head.
That's amazing. I like that. So what do you want your children to remember you by?
Oh, that I'm an upfront dealer. When it comes to truth, I say it as it is. And they remember me for that. And also, they remember me that I'm a man of service. I keep telling people that you're supposed to serve another person and serve the person faithfully. And out of that, a lot of things will happen. I'll tell you something that will make you laugh. I was serving an Indian. I was a young man as a lawyer. And the son got into trouble with Nima police station. And then he called me. AKYEA, he's an Indian, so instead of saying AKYEA, AKYEA, where are you? I said, I'm in the law firm. I was with President Kufuor. I'm law firm. Come to the Nima police station. So I was in jeans because I didn't go to court that day. And I sat on a motorbike. So when the man saw me that I was sitting on the motorbike, he was shocked. And then the commander said, okay, you've come here. Think they have money away. His son are going to. But that man, I was also AD to become a lawyer. I could tell you that at the end of the story, when the man saw my heart, he bought me a house.
Huh?
I was looking for rent advance,
Wow.
but you give me a house. So do not discount the power of service. Now, what you won't get anywhere, service will bring it to you.
Mm,
So let's serve and serve properly.
this is beautiful, I
Yeah,
must
it
say.
was. It was. I mean, so my first house in Accra, I didn't buy it.
It was a gift.
It was a gift. An Indian client of mine, I mean, gave me the opportunity to own the house. A 4-bedroom house.
I'm wondering how many people are tapping into this right now. What legacy matters to you the most as a lawyer, politician, or a mentor?
I think it should be first of all my first love, which is law and politics. That it should be said of anybody who is a politician is that he became a value addition and he didn't become a liability for the nation. Now, when they gave him the space to serve the nation, he did it to the best of his ability, and Ghana became better for it. I believe it's very important. As for your work as a lawyer, I am of the view that it's all your drive, your excellence, your cross fertilization, the fact that you've come to terms with the fact with a mental frame that somebody can improve upon your thinking. Immediately, a man has intellectual posture that somebody can improve upon his thinking. It becomes a big brain. Because people are just tipping into your brain what you don't have. So I should remember that I paid some good price as a lawyer. I might not measure up to the colossus in the legal profession, but in my own modest way, I'm giving off my best.
And that's a good one.
Yeah.
Because we see you. I mean, you're the most popular lawyer right now.
Oh, I don't think so.
You are.
I don't think so.
Everybody talks about you.
I don't think so.
Honorable Samuel Atacha.
I don't think so. What has happened is that it is the wave of the cases that have brought me into the limelight, Yeah, so it can happen that the way the cases are and the turbulence of it and the temperature of it will bring you higher than you expected. So that is what it is. But I'm still consulting. I'm still sharing ideas with Frank Davis and some other lawyers. If with Joe Gatti, very serious lawyers I consult and confirm. With Albert Sorry, with Sami Kujo. So with Ace Ankuma. So if you are, excuse me to say, an island, then one day you stink. But if you're a river, then you flow. So do not think that you are the A to Z in your career. Others can do you a top up, and the top up is all that matters.
What reforms do you think we need in our law space to strengthen our confidence in the law in Ghana?
Well, I believe that technology should be uppermost in our trying to reform our legal process. For example, this business of virtual, that why should everybody, take his vehicle, drive into a place where the parking space is small because they didn't want to do underground parking system as you have in very civilized countries. And then there's virtual, you are in the comfort of your chambers, the judge is in chambers, then you start. Because I move your motion. Technology, why should we queue to file our cases? Why can't we do, payments through the power of, is it internet? Yes, so that you could pay. Like you pay your bills, through your phone and that kind of thing. So I'm filing a process. You put it in the space, and then you pay. What about serving people? Why don't you find the email of a defendant instead of the bailiffs running around trying to find the person? Put the process in the person's email. And it's deemed service. So technology is very critical. The judges will need strong young lawyers to assist them. You see, so they are the clerks of the judges so that they help in the research, writing out of seminar decisions, and the rest of it. These are some of the reforms that we should have to really help the judges, because the judges are overwhelmed. Even the population size of Ghana has increased vis-a-vis the number of judges who are sitting and the caseload. We should find ways to use technology to embed in them and we'll be better off for it.
Right. So what informs your decision on taking a case?
Which one?
Any of your cases.
Oh, I mean, if you are consulted,
Okay.
and then you think you have the capabilities to do it.
For you, Honorable.
Yes. I mean, I believe that I was up to the task, What is at stake? I've done more serious cases than the Wontumi and the Adubuayin cases. Yes, if you go to, if you look at the Yana Meda trial, I was involved in that. I've done treason trial. I've defended Rawlings in a very serious freedom of expression and speech. I mean, cases and the rest of it. So it's all like your readiness to work and serve people. And even if you are challenged intellectually concerning the case, you can always cross-fertilize. You can always ask questions, and somebody will bring you some window of understanding that you never had before. You can always then use it, and then you profit from it. So we are ready to work anytime we have the opportunity. But our work should be marked by excellence. We should be excellence-driven, even as a nation. So even if we sweep the streets of Accra, be excellent about it. And nations have been defined by their excellence and not their mediocrity.
Do you think we can ever move away from I do you, you do me politics?
We can. We are evolving. And I believe that we should learn our lessons well. And this I do you, I do me will not improve upon the dollar. It will not change our GDP. Give the devil his due. If you believe that somebody should not be prosecuted, don't start. There is no dividend in saying that let me jail MPP people as many as I can. So our peace, NDC followers, that when Akufo-Addo came, you could jail only 2 people. When we came, I've jailed 80 people. As if jailing people will give you all the money you need to run the economy. But if people have really wronged the nation, then go ahead and jail them. Understand? Where you could see that, the dossier is weighty and the judge is not compromised. And then even the one who goes to jail will go and lie in someone very comfortable that the evidence was so compelling and overwhelming I couldn't answer. But to jail people because of political whims and caprices will bring about a vicious cycle. The next government that will come will say that, look, is that how you treated our people? We will do the same. If you don't break this vicious cycle of I do you,
you do me,
you do me, excuse me to say, the prosperity of the nation will not flower, will not bud and flower. And that's not what we need as a nation.
Should we expect Chairman Wontumi out soon?
Well, we'll do our very best. I don't want to play God, but I tell you that I'll use my best energies and that of those who are behind me, a lot of lawyers who are also inputting what I'm doing to bring him out. So we'll put our best arguments forward. We can trust that justice will not be denied him, and then he'll be freed.
Fantastic. So we're just going to have this fun conversation.
Yeah.
So I mentioned the word, and you tell us what it means to you. Law is?
The power of the books to help others.
Politics is?
Politics is being a fool for the crowd before they realize that you are trying to bring them to their glory land.
Justice is?
Justice is giving the devil his due and blocking issues of politics and color and tribe and all the other non-essentials which are not part of justice.
Power is?
Power is humility and intellect under control. Power is not a license to come and humiliate your fellows, but power is that energy of God to serve the crowd.
Integrity.
And live a legacy.
Leave a legacy. Integrity is?
Integrity is what you shouldn't sign, so you go to jail.
I like that one. What you shouldn't sign, so you go to jail. Wow. All right. Honorable Samuel Atacha, it's been amazing having this conversation with you.
I am privileged that you came to interview me and indulging me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been a good time with you, and I'll make myself available
Please
when
do.
opportunity offers itself.
Please do. Thank you so much. We are so grateful.
My joy as
And we'll
always.
come again.
Yes,
Definitely.
in good time.
Yes, in good time. So my guest has been Honorable Samuel Atachia, and you all know currently he's the most popular lawyer. He's sitting on two big cases in Ghana: the case of the state versus Kwabena Edubuahi and the state versus Chairman Wontumi. He's the lawyer for it, and today we had an amazing conversation with him. My name is Rosalind Felly. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Raw with Rosalind, and watch all our videos. And of course, don't forget to hit the share button. Let everybody enjoy it. You can post this on your WhatsApp status, on your Instagram timeline, on any of your timelines. Let everybody watch it. It's been an amazing conversation. We'll come again with another great conversation. Enjoy the rest of your day.